In alignment with today's theme on mindfulness, April will share the power of yes and the power of no, and how it has helped her to be mindful of her prayer as she continues to transform her life, work, volunteerism, and family and business. Please welcome April, the power of yes and the power of no, the power of yes and the power of no, by April Gillis.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The power of yes and the power of no. Have you ever thought about the power each of those words hold? Today, I'd like to share with you how I've discovered that trusting the power of yes and the power of no have continued to transform my life. 9 years ago, I was living a different life. As our Toastmaster shared, Doris, I was on a different path, a different journey, a different career, building a different business with different ideas. And boom, life changed. I moved back to California. I had no idea what I was going to do, but I was in burnout mode. And I had one prayer. I had two, but I'll share one prayer with you today. I said, God, I want to learn how to get healthy. I thought that was going to be eat more salad, walk more, really just eat more salad. But that simple prayer turned into a 9-year career in public health. The power of yes. I was volunteering at my church because someone said no, they couldn't do it. So they asked me if I would. And I said yes. I had nothing else to do. And I was excited to be of need. I said yes. I was talking to one of the ladies there, and I told her my vision of my business. I said, I want to create a business one day that supports administratively small business owners so that they can be more effective in their business by having the right system. I didn't know who she was, so what harm was there? She said, when you get back from your family vacation, call me. I thought, who was I talking to? But again, that yes from the woman named Linda, her no became my yes. So Miss Clark is who I was talking to. God positioned me next to her, and she signed me up and said, would you like to volunteer with us? Absolutely. I had the opportunity to volunteer, and I was having a great time. I was learning, I was growing, and I thought this was amazing. Little did I know that that wasn't the end. There was another woman named Jackie that I met in this organization. Jackie had originally said yes to being a project coordinator. I was a volunteer. Well, life happened to Jackie, and she ended up saying no. Well, I had been volunteering for a few months. So Miss Clark looks to me and she says, well, April, would you like the role? Yes, I would. That yes for me came because Jackie had to say no. That allowed me to work in public health for the next 9 years as a project coordinator, working on grants in public health, implementing programming on nutrition, grocery shopping, culture and food. There was so much that I learned. God was answering my prayer. The power of Jackie's no was my yes. I had no idea. A few years in, there was a woman named Dee Dee. She had been working on a project, doing research for the company. Life was changing for her, so she had to say no to the next phase of the project. And when she said no, they came back and said, well, April, would you like to try it? You know what I said? Yes, I would. So I went from being a volunteer to coordinator, now researcher. I wasn't a researcher. It was an economics background and public health. But the power of someone else's no was my opportunity for yes. So for the next few years, I had the opportunity to help lead in research, in finding out chemical exposure to different products in women of various communities. That yes, for me, was transformational. Then the pandemic happened and life changed. The past 3 years has turned my life upside down in ways that I could never imagine. But that prayer still remained of learning how to get healthy, learning the power of my yes and the power of my no. This current season has brought me to a place that I wasn't familiar with. See, I was used to other people's no's being my yes. But in this season, God brought me to a place of mindfulness, that in order to remain on the path of my prayer of getting healthy, it was time for me to say no and let my no be someone else's yes. See, Linda's no was my yes. Jackie's no was my yes. Dee Dee's no was my yes. But now my no, my taking time off work for my wellness became Tiara's yes. Tiara, she was a volunteer. She was an intern. For 6 months, I had no idea this was coming. It was her and a few others. We would meet every week and we would have our meetings. They didn't know I was giving them table topics, but I was, because I saw that there was something in them that needed to be pulled out. There was a light that needed to be developed. And once Tiara graduated, she went off into the world looking for jobs. I felt this nudging for God calling me to take a step back from some things. And it was difficult because I was used to their no being my yes. But now my no was her yes. When I agreed and I submitted, Lord, I'll say no. I trust you to fill in the yes. Next day, I get a call from Tiara, or a text message. Miss April, I love my experience. I would really love to work for the organization full time. Tell me what I could do. I trusted God with my no, and it became Tiara's yes. So in this season, as I sit in the power of my no, she's rising in the power of her yes. So I ask you today, are you mindful of any places where you're called to say no for it to be someone else's yes? Or is there a yes that's waiting for you as you're filling someone else's no? Be mindful today to tune in to what that call may be for you. Madam Toastmaster.